has that informed the way that you, obviously it's kept you in this profession, right? It's just been almost 20 years. Mm-hmm. Has that informed anything else in your life, your family, the way that you make decisions? You've stayed in Austin. You've chosen to stay in Texas, which I think is very commendable. There's a lot of talk outside of Texas about how Texas is so quote unquote bad or backwards, or and I'm a big advocate for Texas is actually a lot more purple than you think. But there's a very, very powerful coalition that keeps it red, right?
Very rich and powerful.
Right.
Small, too.
Super small.
Yeah.
There's a theme here in American politics.
That's right.
Small group of rich people. Yeah.
Yes, I would say to your question, does this anti-immigrant rhetoric keep me in? And the answer to that question is absolutely. Mm-hmm. Because, I think to your point, what Trump and conservative politicians like him have tapped into is the fact that there are a lot of rural people and a lot of people in America who are struggling, and they feel scared and they don't know what their future holds, and they feel kind of bad or shame about themselves and their achievements in life. And when a politician comes before them and says, the root of all of your problems, the cause of all of your problems are these other people. And did you know that they're also rapists? Mm-hmm. And they also commit incest, and they also eat your pets. Did you know that all that's true about them? Oh, and they're stealing your jobs.
Right.
And they're putting your children, they're murdering your daughters as they go on runs at night. That's what all those people are doing. And so all these people who are just kind of feeling kind of bad, they grab onto that message so strongly because fear is a powerful motivator, and it kind of alleviates some of their self-responsibility for their circumstances. And Trump knows exactly what he's doing, and so do, all the other people around him. So they push out this message, and in my opinion, the Democrats and the other side of the aisle, the pro-immigrant people, have really failed in the messaging. Biden failed. Kamala Harris failed in the messaging about how important immigrants are to this country. I mean, every statistic you look at shows you it's not even just, construction and landscaping. It's like innovation, tech, entrepreneurship, right, economy. All of that is better because of immigration. And what we should have had was somebody countering this narrative just as loudly all through all of this stuff. But Biden was pretty quiet on immigration. Mm-hmm. And so it really allowed Trump to define immigrant and immigration as a dirty word. People just clamored to that message, and then boom, here we are. And so I have, I think I'm a white lady, right? And so here I am, like, spending my life talking about immigration. But part of it is that I use my privilege and the fact that I don't have to be afraid of getting deported to go on Fox News, to go on conservative media, to go into these rooms and spaces and be like, you guys are wrong.
Right.
And I'm going to debate you right here, and I'm not afraid of you, and I'm going to run for office. I'm going to do all that stuff. So, yeah, the fact that the messaging has gone so awry definitely motivates me to get in and fight even harder, because I think that's what everybody should be doing, but especially the allies, especially the white people, especially the citizens who don't have to worry about their families getting torn apart. Because immigrants, frankly, they don't have free speech right now. They actually can't go to the protests and the rallies. They can't post on social media. So those of us who can, even for everybody, it's a little bit scary right now because they're surveilling everything. But those of us who are not worried about being deported, we're not worried about our families being torn apart, we need to be louder than we ever have before in our lifetimes, for sure. And so it's a duty, in my opinion.
A moral duty.
Yeah.
That's powerful. And refreshing, because as somebody in your position that's running for office, I'm not sure that kind of a passionate response, or I'm not sure those kinds of words specifically about Democrats have failed. I'm not sure you'll get that from any politician that's trying to keep their seat or keep the status quo, or play ball so that they can, insert whatever here, right? Donor money, constituency, whatever, right? Like, I'm not sure you'll get that kind of a passionate response because people on it. It seems like, you can corroborate this if I'm wrong, or correct me if I'm wrong. That Democratic politics at the more national you get, they're playing more to being preservationists to their own job, as opposed to the moral duty that they should be feeling, to your point.
Well, and I think the Democrats also they've allowed we have allowed ourselves to be defined by the Republicans. We haven't taken control of the narrative and of who we are and of what we stand for loudly enough. And whether that's a failure of leadership or just the partisanship of politics and the party and all of that. But I'll tell you one thing. In Texas, I learned recently that the Texas Democratic Party has 0 people on its staff who do Spanish comms, social media, any comms in Spanish. And here in Texas, 1 in 3 households speak Spanish in the home. And we wonder why the Democrats are losing the Hispanic vote.
Right.
So it's just, that's an element of it. I think overall the Democrats need to redefine ourselves and have some unity about what we stand for, regular working class people. And you see some of that, I think, arising right now. Like, we're starting a battle. You see that in, like, the quorum break in the Texas legislature this summer and the shutdown that's going on right now for the ACA benefits. And, like, Democrats are starting to, like, stand up and get a little scrappy, which is good. But yeah, I'm not afraid to say
it's not enough though.
Yeah. But I also haven't been in politics long enough. I don't know who I'm going to piss off by saying that, but that's part of, like,
we've got to be careful, Kate. Got to be careful.
You know what? I'm not doing that because actually when I was thinking about running for office, I said yes. I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. And then I had this moment where I was like, wait a minute, I'm going to have to, like, start dressing different and muting myself or diluting some of my messaging. And I'm not willing to do that. Like, my life mission is to have integrity, be authentic, tell the truth, even if it's scary. And if I'm going to, like, go down some path where all of a sudden I have to become a different person, I'm not willing to do that.
Right.
So I tried to back out. And then I was talked back into it by people who are like, this is why we think you should run. Because you are a political outsider. You are someone who's willing to go in there and speak the truth, even if it means you're not going to get elected, or even if it means you're going to piss off the party or whatever. I don't think that I would, based on the things that I'm saying, but I would be willing to if I thought the party was going awry. I would definitely say it.
Yeah, I think at best you'll probably get a dinner from somebody that says, hey, maybe you need to, like, pick better words or anything or something like that, which is the same thing as censoring yourself in some way, shape, or form, right?
Sure.
Like they'll find synonyms for it, but I can see it. I can see it happening. At best, it's especially the further along you get, right? I think that's we're seeing that with Mamdani right now in New York. We always see that with Bernie. We see that with AOC in the sense that they have very populist messages, and I'm pretty sure they have in their own. If you manage to get them in a personal setting without any cameras or anything like that, I'm sure they'll tell you, like, oh yeah, they tried to get me to not say this or to hold off by saying this until this time after the midterms or after that, because of the ramifications or the whatever, right? The people that got you to run, like, to get back on the horse, was that your family?
Partially, surprisingly. My husband and I have been together for a long time, and he has said all along, you're gonna run for office someday. And the whole time I've said, no, I'm not. I'm not gonna do that. I don't want to do that.
That's adorable.
Yeah. So when I told him yes, he was like, yeah. I think he said, hell yeah. And then when I tried to back out, he was bummed, and so I have a lot of support at home. My 13-year-old is pretty pro. My 8-year-old is just annoyed that I'm busy all the time.
Yeah, she wants your attention. Is your 8-year-old?
Yeah,
she wants your attention.
She does.
Yeah, she wants it, which we get you.
Yeah.
That's powerful. I can't. I mean, it's one thing for your coworkers to be like, no, you've got to do it because they see you, they believe in your vision. But for families, I think if anything, like the when it comes to this kind of line of work, the people that really take a hit is the family, the family structure. I remember watching an interview, an Obama interview, where I think somewhere towards the end of the second term, he, or maybe this was after the second term, but he was referencing towards the end of the second term where he was saying that like he really felt like his family was hanging on by a thread, because of the toll that it takes on wife having to move a certain way because of optics, and them being the first African American couple, and then the daughters having to operate a certain way and not being able to do teenage things in the same way as other people, and then they feel like dad's a strain. So the strain of the family dynamic is a big deal. So for them to have for you to have a big support system, and for them to say like, no, like we know who you are as a person, and we're encouraging you, because I think that you could be, obviously they think you could be a force to be reckoned with. I think it's powerful.
Yeah.
I think and that's so lucky.
It is lucky. They're great. They're wonderful. And had they been a no, I would have been a no, because you can't do this without the support of your family.
That's even more powerful. Yeah.